These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are here again, recording Thursday, August 10th. You should know about that by now, unless we put this video out first. I don't know what order we're putting stuff out in, but we already reacted as we are doing this to the point guard rankings. Not sure what order you're seeing it in, but we are going to now react to Hoop Hype's top 24 shooting guards heading into the upcoming season. I think it's very entertaining that Austin Reeves made the thumbnail. I don't know about you. This is just an interesting choice.
That is bait. It's bait.
Yeah. Not only that,
people have been talking about. Just spoiler: Austin Reeves at 14.
Yeah, way too high, ridiculous. Also, decided to use
rest of the bunch top 4.
Maybe the oldest picture of Devin Booker they could possibly find.
That's true. They still had. Oh no, those weren't the long sleeve Suns jerseys. They had similar ones that were long
sleeve Suns jerseys were horrendous. Long sleeve jerseys in the NBA are an L. But looking at these shooting guard rankings, starting at number 1.
We could have went at the bottom. Whatever. It's fine.
It's fine. Devin Booker 1, Anthony Edwards 2, Donovan Mitchell 3, Jaylen Brown 4. This is what we're talking about today mainly. I think it's pretty good ranking for Jaylen Brown. I'm fine with it.
I think it's fair. I kind of think Anthony Edwards might be a little high on this list for just the resume he has, but at the same time, his skill set's very interesting. He's somebody that has captured the attention of many fans throughout his young career. He was drafted in 2020? The COVID draft out of Georgia.
Draft. Yeah.
The best thing about Anthony Edwards was when he came out of the draft and was like, yeah, I care about stuff other than basketball. And people, including me, were all like, well, this guy's going to suck.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Jaylen Brown
messed that one up. Jaylen Brown, at the very least, he's not getting like shafted. He's not getting put worse than guys that are clearly below him. Like he's above LaVine, above Bradley Beal. Those are common names to get compared to him. So
I think Anthony Edwards has the potential to be a top player in the league, right? Like we're saying top 10. I think he can be the best player in Timberwolves. But like you said, right now, I think the only reason he's above Jaylen Brown is because he's younger. Realistically, right? Like I think he will be better than Jaylen Brown. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not saying Jaylen Brown is going to be better than Anthony Edwards the entirety of their career. But right now, we're talking about Jaylen Brown, all NBA second team, 26.5 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists versus Anthony Edwards, 25 points, 6 rebounds. Like statistically, Jaylen Brown had a better season, right?
Yep.
Just objectively, he won more. He had a better, numbers, and probably had a harder pathway to scoring consistently. Like he was obviously a focal point of the Celtics offense, but if I'm the Celtics with Jason Tatum, I am running through Jason Tatum. And if I'm the Timberwolves with Cat and Anthony Edwards, I'm running through Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to knock Anthony Edwards, but if you really want to nitpick, I would probably lean towards Jaylen Brown higher. And I think Donovan Mitchell should be 2 on this list with Anthony Edwards at 4. Like if I had to order it myself, I'd probably do Book, Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards. But again, I think Anthony Edwards will be better than Jaylen Brown, maybe as soon as this season. And this is for heading into next year. So I'm not going to complain about it. I think it's fine.
Yeah. He wasn't egregiously disrespected, which is the main thing.
Which is good.
Despite saying he sucks now after the.
That's what I was going to say. I thought he would be disrespected because of the contract. So glad to see Jaylen Brown at 4. Looking at the next few, Zach LaVine at 5, Tyrese Maxey at 6, Desmond Bane at 7, Bradley Beal at 8, DeJounte Murray at 9, Tyler Hero at 10. Bradley Beal is too low on this list. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was my main takeaway. The first time I took a glance at this, I was like, is Bradley Beal really worse than Maxey and Desmond Bane?
No.
Or even LaVine? Like, that's a tough call in itself. I was just like, well, I don't know. The trade thing probably dragged him a bit because everybody was concerned about his value and all of that and his contract. Yeah. What is he worth? Bradley Beal is probably going to have a baller season where he's really efficient because the focus isn't going to be on him from the opposing defense, and he'll probably thrive in that. I think Maxey had a very impressive season. He's probably going to have a little bit of a jump year depending on what happens with Harden. LaVine, I don't really have any hope for. I don't think the Bulls are going to be very good. I think his stats will be losing stats. Like, I won't care about him. Bane is another guy that's, I just think, more of a role player. Like, he's not a bum. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, it's not a bad role player. He's very excellent in his role as a sniper. Beal feels like a more versatile type player.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know how fair it is. I don't watch the Grizzlies all the time, or Washington for that matter. But
No, I think Beal
the
should
take.
probably be. I think Beal should probably be 6, right behind LaVine. You could put him over LaVine, but I think the efficiency with which LaVine has scored over the past few seasons and the consistency that he's been putting up the same numbers, like you can get mad that he hasn't been winning, but let's also not ignore the fact that Chicago just sucks. Like I don't think it's completely LaVine's fault. They just don't really have a good team. I think Maxi's a little high for my liking, as is Desmond Bane. I get why they're here. And I think Tyrese Maxey will be great, but a little meh to me. I think Murray's fine. I think Tyler Hero's fine at 10. I think he's becoming underrated very quickly because of the whole Dame thing. I think Tyler Hero's a good player. Looking at the next, Jalen Green 11, CJ McCollum 12, Klay Thompson 13, Austin Reeves 14, Anthony Simons 15. Austin Reeves way too high on this list. I'm sorry. Like Austin Reeves is a fine player, and I think he'll be very effective next year. But he averaged Derek White stats, and he's getting top 15. Let's what are we doing?
Well, I also think the shooting guard is a weaker position, at least at the bottom. Like at the top, it's kind of top heavy. Like these shooting guards at the top are superstars. But like Hero, Jalen Green, CJ McCollum, Klay Thompson, like those aren't majorly impressive names that he's behind. Like Tyler Hero is a fine player. He had great averages last season. Jalen Green had a lot of empty stats and opportunity in Houston where he, again, 22.1 per game. CJ McCollum played a role in New Orleans mediocrity last year where they were kind of good, but not really. When Zion was healthy, they were first in the conference. Austin Reeves, it's recency bias with the playoffs. Not to say Derek White didn't have a great playoff either, but he had a lot of opportunities where the Lakers were turning to him to get buckets in crucial spots. I think that's why people really like him. The feeling is that he took a jump midway through the season and the expectations heading into next season are high. I can see it. I also think there's been a lot of pumping as a Lakers player in the media.
Yeah. I think Simons is better.
I don't necessarily think Reeves is worse than any of the guys below him. Maybe Simons. But like the rest of them, it's like, okay, like I see. I see why.
You take Austin Reeves over Jalen Williams?
I don't know.
I'd take
it's close.
Williams. I think it is close. I think this is the most egregious one, though. Jordan Poole. Like, I know Jordan Poole got a bad rep in the playoffs. Jordan Poole is a 20-point per game scorer.
I think Jordan Poole is a guy that's going to resurge as a respected player this season.
Yeah.
The circumstances in Golden State were not favorable. He got punched in the face. After that, he wasn't confident. All anybody was writing about, talking about, was him getting punched in the face. His stats reflect that. His role was inconsistent because Curry was in the other lineup. In the playoffs, he had an absolute meltdown. That's what everyone remembers. And it's just because the situation wasn't right. I'm not a Poole guy. I think he's annoying as anybody else. I think he probably deserved the shot to the face from Draymond. Definitely did something to earn it. I don't know if Draymond's just going to punch his teammate in the face. Might punch an opposing player in the face, but that's a different story. But in Washington, he's going to have far more opportunities. He's going to have the ball more. You're going to see him put up stats probably like LaVine that are empty, but they'll still be stats.
I think he'll have a good season in Washington. I think he's underrated. Jordan Clarkson at 18, fine. Norman Powell at 19, fine. KCP, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, Lou Dort, Gary Trent. Sam, is Marcus Smart better than Austin Reeves? The fact that he's not on this list is crazy.
Factoring defense in, he has to be above some of these guys. Marcus Smart might be better than Dort. And Dort's on this list because he plays defense.
My thing is, the only thing I can make an argument for is, like, are they thinking Marcus Smart's a point guard and they left him off that list? And at that point, he's better than Spencer Dinwiddie, so I don't know what we're doing.
I think that's fair. That's a fair question. He'll probably play shooting guard more in Memphis.
Yeah.
The thing about Smart, when he's been best in his career, he's been at the point guard.
Yeah.
When he has the ball in his hands, he's at his best.
Yeah. I don't know. This is weird to me. I think Jalen Green's a little too high for my liking. I think CJ and Klay maybe have a case to be above him.
Klay sucked in the playoffs too, if you want to talk about recency bias.
True. Tyler Hero, DeJounte Murray, fine. DeJounte, I'm very wishy-washy on DeJounte Murray because I don't think he should be playing shooting guard. I just don't think.
I was about to say the same. Atlanta needs to break that up. It's not going to work.
It's not.
It never was going to work. I was on that from the beginning.
You were.
I was just like, it doesn't make sense. Like, everyone was like, they're going to be a force. I'm like, those two guys have to share the ball. Trae Young is a ball. Like, he may have one of the highest usage rates in the league.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think Tyrese Maxey's way too high on this list. This is my biggest problem. I think if you really want to get down to it, the only reason he's on this list is because he was on a winning team. he put up the same stats as Tyler Hero, as Anthony Simons, as Jordan Poole. They put up the same stats. And the only reason he's up here is because he contributed to winning. Well, if you play with the fucking MVP, you'll probably do that, right? So I would probably take Desmond Bane, Tyrese Hero, Poole, and Simons and lump them in the same tier. If you want to say Tyrese is the best of the bunch, fine. But having him at 6 and then Jordan Poole at like 17, I think that's stupid. But anyways, that was it. Jaylen Brown, fine ranking. I would argue probably deserves to be a spot higher, but I'm happy he's respected as a top 5 point guard because I really thought he was going to get dumped down into the bottom 10 because of the contract. But happy about it. Fine with it. Thank y'all for tuning in to How About Them Celtics. We appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll let Sam get us out of here.
Hey, thank you very much for listening or watching. I guess you're just watching. These don't go out on the podcast platforms. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Join over 1,150 others. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. We always appreciate that stuff. You can find us on Apple and Spotify if you just want the audio podcast. Those will be there. You can follow us and leave a nice 5-star review there. You can find us on socials. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok is at How About Them C's. The Facebook page is just the name of the podcast. You can find Jack at Jack Simone NBA on Twitter. You can find me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe.